It's so great to have you here on this beautiful afternoon in France. We're here on the French countryside, up the coast, heading into Paris, where we're gonna find our little friend, Remy. It's Remy, right? I don't really remember Ratatouille, guys. The movie. And the game, truth be told. Remy the rat. Every year, we keep saying new and new licensed video games. And you know what? Some of them are good. And then some of them are they're just there. They exist, and that's about it. Like, I won't even say they're bad. I don't really even have a word sometimes for some of these games. It's like, yes, your movie did really well, but did we need this? Did we need any of this? But there's something really interesting about this Ratatouille game, right? Because, like, one side of it is every critic is like, this shit is mid. And don't pick it up. You really don't need it unless you like the movie. And then the other half of it is like, this is the best game I've ever touched in my entire life. So I think it's time that me and you, we sit down, we have a long discussion, a long look at this piece of media. That's what people use when they want to be professional, right? I think. Really not much to discuss about the plot of the Ratatouille game. If you could guess, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to guess what the Ratatouille game's about. It's about the movie. I know. The game was developed by Heavy Iron Studios and then published by THQ Nordic. These guys made one of the best games in the entire world, and you can't tell me it's not, because I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'll do it. Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Well, if massaging your feet will save Patrick, then massage I...
So, we might see some, like, similarities, right? Of Battle for Bikini Bottom and the Ratatouille game.
Well, that was quite a battle. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Alright, Mr. Krabs, I'm gonna kick your ass. I swear to God. Oh, shit, he took my... Oh, God. But I think it's time we get to the bottom of this, right? And we find the answer as to why there's such, like, a great divide in critics and the audience reviews. And why is there such a weird variety of ratings per console that this came out on? Because you would think it's the same game, just on the next generation console. Like, what? Is it really that much of a difference? I think it's important that we take a look at the audience first and see what they have to say about this game, right? Personally, this is one of my favorite Nintendo DS games out there. Aha! This is interesting. We're getting perspective from the person who played this on the DS. The graphics, storyline, and character development are really great and fleshed out. Okay, hold on. Before we continue, brother, let me just say something really quick. The reason why there's such great character development and story happening here, you're not gonna believe this, it's based off the Pixar movie Ratatouille. So it wasn't the actual game's story. I don't mean to, like, break your heart like that, but that's just, like, that's what it is. Let's see what another person has to say. Maybe someone who played it, like, on a different console here, okay? Today I found out Ratatouille for the PS3 doesn't have any trophies at all. This beloved game who helped me get my parents back together in this game that made my grandma come back from the dead cannot be 100% completed. Yeah, I could totally see why you would want to give the PS3 version of this game a different score here. Like, I would get it. Like, you know, like, let's just imagine a PS3 Ratatouille fan and a DS Ratatouille fan, and they're talking and they're like, did you like the game? And the PS3 version is just like, dog, that shit was, like, mid as hell. And the other guy is like, dude, what do you mean? Like, that was so gas. So now it's time we look at, like, an actual, like, critic, right? This is someone we look up to. They're a professional. They're like our doctor, our physician. So we trust them. We have full faith in what they're going to say about the Ratatouille game here, okay? So Alex Navarro gave most versions of the game a score 6 out of 10 and called it a sufficient, if unfulfilling, platformer. I just don't understand how someone can call this game unfulfilling as a platformer. You see me jumping from these platforms? You see me jumping from these pieces of bread? I think this is also cheese. But do you see what's happening here on your screen? I feel like this is just, like, the type of vibe I bring around people. Like, when they think of Angela and, like, oh, Angela's invited? Yeah, like, this is who I am. Like, this is what I want people to, like, perceive me as. Does that make sense? I'm kind of having, like, an existential crisis here playing this game. Floating pasta and pizza? Now, guys. Like I said before, earlier on. A sufficient unfulfilling? I feel so fulfilled. I feel full. Look at all this food around me. Just sitting here in the sky. And for no reason. No, there's gotta be a reason. Maybe I just don't see it yet.
Yeah, that's what I would have did. I said earlier, right? So that's the technique.
Varro wrote, there's little difference to speak of between any of the older consoles. Okay, dude, what? He says there's little difference to speak of between any of the consoles, but he went ahead and went from the Xbox having a 6 out of 10 to the Xbox 360 having a 4.5 out of 10. If there's such little difference, what happened here? What's going on, Alex? So I found both reviews, right, for the original Xbox and for the 360. And we're just gonna take a look at the Xbox one first and see what he's got to say, you know, and go from there. He says you'll breeze through the story mode. The mission designs are simplistic, a little bit repetitive. Controls are designed for such ease. Okay, like this is just like sounding like just like a normal platformer game, right, guys? But then he goes on to say there's not a great deal to please the eyes or ears in Ratatouille. Half of this game just feels like you're playing Hitman. Like, you just gotta hide. This is a really good hiding game. They should call it hide and seek. Because they keep confusing me naming all these different Ratatouille games Ratatouille. Come up with something clever. Oh, shit. Ugh, that's annoying. Oh, my God. What is that face? He doesn't even look upset. He just looks mildly annoyed. Like, he's disappointed in me. What the fuck? Now, looking at the Xbox 360, which has the lowest score here. Oh wow, this sounds a little bit familiar. He goes to say the mission designs are repetitive, theoretically designed for such ease of use. Oh, interesting. He just used a different word in that one. Okay, next. He then says there's not a great deal to please the eyes or ears of Ratatouille. This is the same exact review! You just maybe added like a few different words in here. I like here at the end, he goes, there's no version of Ratatouille that is wholeheartedly recommending, but the Xbox 360 version is most definitely the one to be actively avoided. No version of Ratatouille that is wholeheartedly recommended. I honestly think they need to port the game like 3 more times, in my opinion.